What's
Welcome
great?
to episode 3 of the JAWCast. I am here with Will, Jet, and Gavin.
Yeah.
And this episode it's gonna be crazy. This is the last episode, not too many views. Not so good. But we were hoping for that because you can only go up. You can only go up from here. It only gets better. And if this episode gets less views, we're quitting. So it's kind of like
Yeah, Gavin, you're kind of the cornerstone of our future.
I know. I basically have to carry bring back the viewers this time. Okay.
Yup.
Let me see how
So remember to like, subscribe, and watch at least 30 seconds of the video as much as you can so we can
Yes,
get those
sir.
views up.
There you go. There you go. So Gavin, I hear you have quite the amount of stories for this episode. You came prepared.
I took some notes down
Homework.
to prepare for this. You always have to be prepared.
For sure.
I'm not gonna lie. We talked for like 20 minutes before this, and all of a sudden, as soon as you start, my heart starts beating like crazy.
It's
So,
just 4
we'll see
boys
how this
talking.
goes.
Don't you worry.
Facts.
No.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
And
So yeah.
actually-
Yeah, I have a couple stories in the locker. If you hear any like long pauses, that's Ander editing out stuff I needed to get edited out. But to begin, we'll start with something that is connected to more than just me. It's also connected to William Hervey.
Oh,
Yeah. So this is about a beach trip that me and a couple friends took. It's about 7 of us. It was this really nice hotel. It was this past spring break, right? Right, Will?
Yeah,
Mhm.
this past spring break, yeah.
Yeah. So we all drove down to South Padre, and we rented out this hotel, or like not the hotel, this hotel room in this hotel. It was a really nice room, really nice. It was like the
Yeah.
penthouse suite. It had all
penthouse
this
view.
furniture. It was nice.
However, Gavin, we should mention, however, me and Gavin were not technically allowed to stay in the penthouse because
Yeah, that is true.
it only roomed a couple. It only roomed like 8, and so they got mad at us, and so we had to stay in the the lower level, the shacks of the resort. We didn't get to stay with the upper class.
That was only for one night, but yeah, that is an important fact. We were already breaking rules, because we ended up just staying the night at their house, in their penthouse thing.
Penthouse, yeah.
But yeah, it was like the second or third night. It's all the boys. It's all of us. Actually, no, it was probably only 5 of us. A couple went out to get some food or something. And there's this new hot song that came out, super hot from
Super hot.
No, actually, it was from Trippie Redd. Is it Trippie Redd, right?
It's Trippie Redd, yeah. It's
the
it's the
Yeah,
I
what's
Miss the
that?
Rage. I think Mario Judah remix. Trippie Redd, new hot song of the summer.
Yes,
Or
that was
spring
a
break, whatever.
song of spring break, right? So we were.
Wait, Gavin,
we were-
you realize this was during the summer, right?
This was spring break.
This is during the summer.
Oh.
So this
This was
summer.
spring break.
This is the
Oh, this
summer.
was the summer.
This was-
You're right.
This was the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
was
is the summer. So it was a
Yeah.
summer trip. It was a summer trip. What were we on? We were on the Miss the Rage part.
Yeah.
I
Miss
don't
the
know.
Rage.
Herb, are we comfortable putting the video up for some
Oh, we
context?
can play the video. I'll see the video. I don't know how much of you can show. I know you can probably show the full thing. Okay.
Yeah.
But
I'll
let me
just
just
I'll put it
establish.
up.
Yeah, I'll just establish some points first. This is like we're all hanging out. We start playing some music. Someone brought a speaker, and then Gavin can continue from here on. But we get to that hot song that Gavin's
I'll
talking
continue.
about.
So
And then what
we
happens,
Get to
Gavin?
we get to the song of the summer, Mr. Rage or something. Miss the Rage, right?
Yeah, Miss the Rage.
And so we're going crazy. We're standing side by side, as you can see in the video, bobbing our heads up and down, and for some reason, I don't know. I'm just in the moment. So I start doing something crazy. I go up to the camera and start doing something crazy with my head. And William comes up behind me like WWE wrestler, picks me up, and throws me across the room into a table.
What the?
Let's just say there was some beverages on the table.
Ooh.
So, and this is like half the story. So the beverages spill everywhere. The rug, the ottoman, everywhere. I'm on the floor. I'm on the floor, like contemplating life. Everybody's like, "Oh yeah, we're screwed," because we're not even supposed to be there. Remember, we're already breaking the rules. So, so in order to cover it up, first it's colored drink, right? So we try to clean it up, but there's an intense stain. So we grab the ottoman. It's a 2-story like hotel room. We grab the ottoman, bring it up the stairs, and put it outside to dry. I don't know what we were thinking, but
Oh.
that was the most logical thing at the time. We were gonna hide it from his parents because they weren't there, so they didn't know what was going on. So so we picked up the ottoman, carried it up the stairs, put it outside, and like put like a smaller ottoman in its place, and nobody found out. And that was supposed to stay secret, but I mean, what is the hotel gonna do? You know,
Yeah.
we didn't get fined or anything. That's just
Yeah.
that's what happened.
And I think it's worth mentioning that this penthouse belonged to other people. We were renting it
Ooh.
from like literally other people. Like this was their penthouse, and
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
we just decided to we have a little bit of fun, and we left it out there. Like we weren't gonna tell our friends' parents at all. We're not gonna tell anybody about this night. Never happened. But the worst part about it is that it was all on video. So basically, we have the full video of the experience, and I believe we have the video of Gavin and one of our other friends taking the ottoman up, struggling with the ottoman, trying to take it upstairs, like trying to take it up the stairs. It barely fits through it because this ottoman's like huge, and someone managed to fit it outside. But yeah, that honestly, that was not my fault. Okay, listen.
It was
If
your
you
fault.
look at the video,
It was your fault.
I don't even throw
Completely.
him that hard. I don't even throw him
Herb,
that hard.
you talk to me. Herb doesn't realize how strong he is. And also, for all our lady listeners, not our lady listeners, for all the lady listeners, this basically epitomizes the whole thing from like, what's that mean where it's like, what the girl thinks the guy's doing versus what he's
Like they're like
actually
laying in
yeah,
bed.
yeah.
He's
yeah.
definitely thinking about blah.
Other girls, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. This is
It's
what we're
just not
doing.
that
This is
at
what was
all.
going on. This is what happens on boys trips. I think Andrew can attest to that.
Oh,
Y'all had
100
like a solid.
going from the last story of like from the last episode about Clay and I like just running up down the stairs during the blackout. That definitely is what usually happens.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was our South Park trip.
Yeah. Oh God.
It's an interesting one.
Well, that was a rough first story to start off with. I'm not gonna lie, because we haven't.
I think it's funny that all 3 of the episodes all have included a beach story. So yeah, first it was Jet almost killing Miles. Then it was the blackout, and then now it is the table.
The ottoman. Yeah.
Ottoman,
that-
yeah.
no,
The
yeah,
ottoman.
I mean,
That's what
it's because everything. If you think about it, like everything, like really funny happens like on beach trips. Like all the beach trips that I've been on have been all hits. They've been like the best with all my friends. Like because we went there before, and I guess we could say a little bit more about the trip. Like when like I was only supposed to stay for 3 days. They stayed longer. I'm sure Gavin can tell more about the trip than I can because I had to go back to a summer program. But we went to the trip, and like the first day we got there, like we went down to the beach, and then I think one of our friends' moms made us just like this really good like pork cutlets or whatever, and then there was like the game on TV, and like we had a really great time. And so I think that beach trips they just kind of bring out the best in people.
The best people, yeah.
And the worst sometimes, obviously by that
Oh,
story
shit.
we were a little bit crazy, but no one ever has to find out. So that's obviously that's something.
Secret. Little sneaky secret.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Also, the
Well,
beach trip was like, kind of like partially ruined by the fact that at that moment, I feel like almost every single person in our group was in a relationship. Because when you go on the beach trip, you're like, oh, this is for the boys. We're about to uh, entertain women's rights. I was trying to phrase that.
Yeah,
We're about to get
yeah,
some, we're about to,
yeah, yeah,
but we
yeah.
were all in a relationship, so that kind of ruined that aspect of it. I know, Anna,
And
you,
or
you guys
talking to
probably,
someone. Yeah.
entertain that aspect
Hell
heavily.
Well, no, yeah, we're like, oh, we're gonna pick up so many chicks, and let's just say no chicks were picked up that entire weekend. I don't think a single girl even looked our way. For obvious reasons, obviously. I mean,
You didn't have to say
but
that was too
yeah,
much information.
we were like, yeah, this is about to be the move, about to get away from the ladies for a bit, but and try to find some new ladies to talk to. Yeah, no ladies to talk to at all. No one wanted to talk to us. We were too scared to go talk to them. Pretty much an L.
No.
Yeah.
next trip.
Oh,
And to make it worse, I was I don't know what I was going through something a little bit of my own like girl drama, whatever. And I'm not gonna name names, but there was a couple of my friends who literally like I couldn't go into like half the rooms in the house, so like I was like limited to like the downstairs area and then like one bathroom because they would sit in their bathroom for hours and FaceTime their girls. Like literally,
Nah,
I go to the
I couldn't do
downstairs bathroom and I try to open it and someone would be in there like be occupied. I'm like, bro, you've been pissing for 30 minutes. And he's like, I'm not in the bathroom. And so basically what they weren't using the bathroom. They were just talking to their girlfriends for 30 minutes. So I
It
couldn't
it
use the
was so
restroom.
annoying. It was
Yeah,
so
I
annoying.
could not use the
That's
restroom.
disrespectful. I'll say it.
I know it's a boys
Disrespectful
trip. Why
towards
are you
you.
going out there?
Come
You know what I'm
on,
saying?
that's just rude.
Yeah, I
Facts.
mean, yeah, you definitely were one of them, Gavin.
Mm,
Huh?
What'd you say?
Nothing, man. You got it.
Ooh,
I don't
Yeah, you
remember that.
understand. Yeah, neither do I, man.
Wow.
damn.
Wow.
Drama?
No,
No, no,
Drama cast? Wait a minute.
no. We
Oh,
already.
maybe.
New
Oh,
title.
okay. That's what I was gonna go. I was gonna segue because we don't want it to get dry for our audio listeners. I was gonna segue
Damn, that was
to.
rude.
No, I'm just saying. I want to keep the
I'm
listeners
trolling, I'm
entertained, Chad.
trolling,
I'm
I'm
sorry that you don't want to
trolling.
keep entertained.
Facts.
But I didn't mean.
Oh,
But okay, so basically, Gavin is the one who was no. I'm talking about how you were the one who, when I told you we were first starting a podcast, you were the one that was the first one to be like 100% on board. Like Gavin was like,
Yeah.
"Yo, I'll get you everything that you need. If you need like
damn.
someone to edit, I don't know what else you said, but you said like something like, I'll get you blah 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 blah. I know this guy. I know blah blah blah." And he was
Yeah.
like, "So can I be on the podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, sure, he can be on." And I was like, I talked to Jay and Andrew, and they're like, "Yeah, of course he can be on." And like, I didn't really know how if Gavin really knew y'all like that, but like now I know he knew Andrew, and I'm not sure if he knew Jet. But yeah, like, Gavin was the first like real big supporter of the podcast. So he
Day
did.
one fan.
Yeah, he's
And
he's
Yeah.
been a day one
Frame
fan.
one.
to
Like,
prove that
and he was
loyalty,
supportive.
if you want
Yeah.
to drop 100 bones real quick,
Yeah. William's opening up the
The
Patreon.
Patreon, yeah, the
support.
There you
Patreon,
go.
yeah.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah. So basically, he was like, he was wanted to succeed, and with a lot of things, like I don't know if y'all can relate. Like I have these really good ideas, but I just kind of flake. Like
You
I
have many
just
good ideas. I do not have good ideas.
like
That's a miss.
I'm like, yo, like I really want to start a podcast, and then like a couple months later, I'm like, or a couple like even days later, I'm like, yo, I'm thinking about starting this podcast, but like, do I really want to start one? And
I
like, this
know.
was
Yeah.
the first
Sometimes like
podcast.
this.
Yeah, this was the first thing that I've been through, and I've really like I fully like sent it. Like I just full sent it, and we like actually did it, and then everyone was down, and we actually like are making episodes and are having a whole like schedule. Like this is the first thing kind of been
Yeah.
like a part of something that has actually worked. And
I'm
I'm
already
not just
thinking
Yeah.
about the
I'm
Christmas
yeah.
episode. I've told Jet
Yeah, I
a couple
know.
Oh
ideas.
yeah.
Christmas episode's gonna go crazy. Thinking of doing the
Yeah,
live
it was a
set,
fast turnaround.
in-person intros. I'm already thinking about Christmas.
Devin
Here's a
may
hot
or may
take.
not return. A little bit of
Oh,
spoilers.
true.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Here's a hot take.
Maybe.
I think we can just skip Halloween and Thanksgiving and just start Christmas earlier.
That's fair.
I'll say it.
Yeah,
I'll say it.
kind of
I hate
kind of
those
stupid
holidays.
holidays. Yeah, those kind
Yeah.
of suck.
Okay. So I'm guessing because I guess your favorite holidays is Christmas. In Are we all in agreement that Christmas is
Actually,
like the
President's
best
Day is
holiday?
probably my favorite, but yeah,
Oh,
Christmas
Oh
yeah.
is
yeah,
close
yeah,
second.
yeah, yeah,
Easy.
yeah.
Yeah, I
The
go
close
Christmas.
second.
Christmas or
Hot
Thanksgiving?
No-brainer.
To be honest, when you said
Hot
Thanksgiving, I
take,
kind of cringed
yeah.
a little.
Thanksgiving
That's
is
some
not
good
that bad.
food.
Thanksgiving's
Yeah,
good
Thanksgiving.
food, but I don't know about y'all, but I usually just have the same food I have for Christmas for Thanksgiving. Like the stuffing's still there. Turkey ends up getting pulled out at some point. My Christmas
Fair.
meals and Thanksgiving meals are basically the same.
They're pretty similar. I feel
Yeah.
like just a little bit more effort gets put into Christmas, or sorry, into Thanksgiving than Christmas.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, I
Normally,
At least
like
think
in
the
my
family comes
experience.
down, everybody brings
yeah,
different foods and things like that.
food wise, 100%. Um, Thanksgiving gets like a little bit more effort into it, I think. But like decorations and atmosphere, yeah, I think Christmas like definitely wins on that.
Yeah,
But for
I'd be
me, like
crying at Christmas.
last year during COVID, Thanksgiving was better. It was a better holiday than Christmas for me because I think that's around the time where it snowed and like I got like shipped mac and cheese dressing, like the cranberry sauce, like all the good
No.
from my
Mhm.
aunts like that they made, and we sat down, played like some Xbox. They had the huge power
Ooh, shit.
outages, and I
Okay,
think it was better for me.
thoughts on cranberry. I've heard
It's
some
good.
political takes about cranberry.
I
What
like
are
it.
our
I like
thoughts?
it. I'll eat it.
It's a
I
miss for
like it.
me.
I don't. It's a
Ooh, it's a
miss,
miss.
really.
It's a
Damn.
What's
miss.
what?
It's a miss?
It's a
What would you
miss.
rather have instead of
Oh
cranberry?
no.
Uh, not just not cranberry. I wouldn't rather have anything
Dang.
else. I just don't. Cranberry is too tardy for me. I need like a cran grape. Like I'll drink cran grape. I won't drink cranberry juice. You know what I'm
Cranberry.
saying?
That's
I need
fair.
like something sweet. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, but
No,
yeah,
I get that. It's
but
like
like
the
you've never
dark
had the
chocolate
sauce.
of chocolate, you know?
Okay, you're just a baby about that. Dark chocolate is not that bad. I'm not gonna
Dark
It's
lie.
not as
chocolate.
good
I
Sorry,
as
heard
man.
that
any
take
of the other
like a week
chocolates, though.
ago, and I'm like, no, this is a baby take.
Sorry, man. Milk chocolate is just it's objectively better. It's
Because you're a child.
there's no way around it. Hey, you know what?
Well, I mean,
Hey,
obviously it's gonna be better, but
I got a
yeah.
question. We're talking about like
Follow it up
stuff
with
in
that.
November, kind of. So, have you guys ever completed No Nut November?
Oh my god,
Jesus
we're going.
Christ.
That's a big segue. We jump from A to Z there.
I
We
know
are
it just
jumping
popped
all
into my
over the
head.
place. All
Can I
right.
even say that?
All right.
Can we even say that? Is it?
Is this
Will we get
allowed?
You can
demonetized
say
if we're
it.
talking about this? So the answer is no, but
Jesus Christ.
Anybody else? I need some
Nope. Yeah,
answers.
man.
what about you, Gavin? Come on.
What kind of takes me to like this whole this whole journey I
Come
had.
on. Come on, go.
This
Go
whole
ahead.
journey I
I know you
had.
want to.
Okay, so you guys started a podcast,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
which was cool. So one of my not favorite YouTubers, but one YouTuber I was watching, he started a podcast. His name is Young Don the Sauce God. He
Yeah,
has a
not the
yeah, he has a
song.
podcast past called "This Is Not a Cult." That's not a shout out. You don't have to watch it. If you do look at episode, shoot, I forgot the number. I did comment on the video, and he did talk about my comment for 30 minutes, so I'm like partially famous.
Ooh. Yeah,
Just for
for
the
sure.
record, because he has like 2 million subscribers. So just
Hey, now you're really
just little,
famous though.
little jump
You're
right
actually
there.
on a podcast.
There you go.
Oh
Talking about
yeah,
his
even better.
podcast.
Even
Crazy.
Yeah,
better.
even better. Yeah.
Yeah. So he after a couple months after he started this podcast, he went on this spiritual journey, and I kind of followed it. It was kind of
Spiritual?
releasing
You
it. Look,
said?
I'll use the I'll use the words of one of my favorite villains from Legend of Korra. Yahir or Zahir, I can't remember. One of the two. It's like release yourself of earthly desires, possessions, desires,
Oh.
etc., etc. Um, let's harp on the desires part.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this might have to get cut out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So,
Tread lightly.
obviously, you know where this is going. So, one of the earthly desires you abstain from, along with alcohol, smoking, etc.
Gab, just say
It
lust when you're
is.
referring to it. Just say lust. That's the best way you
It's
can describe it.
it's but it's more in the self-lust. Self-lust. This is category. Let's talk about that category.
For sure.
So yeah, he was going through that, and I thought that was interesting. I was like, because he was talking about being more focused, like that'll help you, increase your focus, increase
Yeah.
your drive for success. Like what's
Yeah,
wasting
like
time
more
now?
Sigma.
I still don't
You,
get meme terms. I don't understand what is Sigma.
well, do you have any? I mean, it's just kind of just like you're
You
focused
want
on
me
the
to
grind.
explain it?
None of that
Money
BS.
first. Money
Yeah,
comes
Yeah,
money
first.
first,
yeah.
women
Okay.
Yeah.
second.
Get your
Actually,
money up.
women
Get your
last. Not
money
even
up.
second. Women are not second. Women are last. That is the last thing you're thinking of at the end of the day.
Okay, so then
It's
it's
just
yeah,
get
yeah,
your grind
it's
set up.
exactly. It's very Sigma. It's you're like, why would I waste time now? In like what some of the most productive years of my life, or they could be,
Yeah.
over something that's like instantaneous gratification.
Yes, I was gonna say that's a good word. Good word.
Yeah. And so I embarked on this journey with my friend Young Donna Sauce God. Um,
Nice,
and to
man.
bring up like to connect it to the No No November. The first, when you embark on a journey, you'll have some setbacks. So obviously there are some setbacks, right?
Yeah. We want to let you know that
Also,
you matter.
Yeah,
You
we
mhm,
care
matter.
about you,
mhm,
That's great.
man.
Yeah.
exactly. So what were you guys? We were talking about the stuff in Halloween and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Halloween.
yeah, yeah. Let's go right back to
Back to the
yeah.
topic.
Halloween.
Let's segue from that to back into holidays.
Uh,
It's a perfect segue. But no,
Yeah.
like I actually really understand, and that's something I've want to been talking about. I want to talk about actually, which is like I don't know if it's just addiction or what, but
Ooh.
here we go. We might have to cut out this
Ooh.
bit too, because me and Gavin we said we're going to talk about it. So I guess we are going to talk about it now. It might have to be cut out, but just in general, nicotine and alcohol at our age, and what that does to people. We're not
mm,
naming names, but me and Gavin were in the car, got in a little bit of torchies, and I was like, hey, like, I've been thinking, like, someone came up to me and they're like, and I was gonna ask them, like, hey, when we're hanging out, and they're like, like, I've thought about throwing a party, but like, my parents don't want me to have like alcohol or whatever, and I was like, whoa, why do we need to have that to throw a party? They're like,
Have
well,
a
it's
good
not really a
time.
party without it, and so I turned to Gavin and I was like, if you need that to party or to be fun or like whatever, then you have zero personality to begin with. You know what I mean? And this might be a hot take,
bar.
This might be a hot take, but if you need like if you are in this demand of something else to stimulate you as a person and which you can't do by yourself, then you probably don't have the best personality to begin with.
Yeah, you've
And
got
that's like
deeper
not a
rooted
bad
issues.
that's not a bad thing. It's just like, you know, you have to look at yourself and be like, how can is it possible to change or that's how the way I am? And I think that you should be
That
able
is
to
deep.
go somewhere and be like,
Deep cash.
I don't need something to have fun. I can just have fun with just me, myself, and whoever
And
I'm
I.
around, or even have fun by myself. Like like I can just go and I can just like be a good person without having to do anything else and have anything else amplify me. You know what I mean?
That is
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
a thought process that has come across my mind at 3 a.m. in the morning. Me thinking, can I change? That
Yeah.
is,
Is it actually possible to
is it
become a better
possible?
Yeah.
person? Or are we just
Answer is
stuck in our
no.
old ways? Yeah,
Answer is
yeah, that's
no.
what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Well,
you're not
I think
He's
changing.
it's
trying to beg
definitely.
the question. It's definitely just impossible.
You
Well,
can't
well,
change.
are you being serious or you're trolling right now?
No, I'm trolling you, man.
I'm trolling.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
just saying. Because yeah, we're thinking about that. We're like, for some people it might hit too close to home. Like I said it to some other people, and they're like, well, you can be a fun person, but it just makes you more fun. And I was like, yeah, that's probably hitting a little close to home. I'll not talk to whoever about that. And then this one girl was like, yeah, I know people like that. but she's the exact girl that she's talking
I knew you
about.
were gonna say
So yeah. So
Damn.
I just
No
like,
names, no
yeah,
names. Be
we're
respectful.
not naming names, but I mean, I'm sure if they watch it, they probably know who they are. So I'm not gonna, no, but like no disrespect. Obviously, I understand everyone like deals with things differently. So you know, it's one of those things where it's just like, you do you. Because I've always been like a you do you person. But I just think that it's interesting that some people just rely on some of these things like a bit too much to where they don't make the best decisions, and then it's just like, and then you end up like having to deal with the repercussions, or like they say something that they regret, and they're like, well, it's because I was trying to be fun, but then they go a little overboard. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's very much you do you. Like, I'm not gonna blame you if you want to have fun in a different way.
Yeah, random.
But yeah, I just have
You're
to.
safe. That will
That was
not
my
mention your
little.
name. But
Yeah, that was my little rant for this episode. I'm probably gonna have one every episode. That's just something that I've
I
noticed.
I agree. Like I thought about this on my spiritual journey, but there's like I thought there's that perspective which is really good. There's also the other perspective where people are scared to show who they really are, and they kind of use alcohol as an excuse to do so.
Like
Like
close themselves off almost.
yeah. They're like that's how they naturally are. Like they don't want to show who they really are because they don't think they'll be accepted. So
Fair.
when they take alcohol, they feel like, okay, I can, really be who I am. And if it's, something people don't like, then, I could just say, oh, I was drunk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
That wasn't the real me.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
and I've seen it. Like it's
I mean, and
very
that's fair. Like,
noticeable.
I'm not gonna push myself as like some like perfect person. I'll definitely do that. Like, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm too scared to like tell who I am, so I'll like pull some BS like that. Maybe not that exact scenario, but
Yeah,
like, I'm not saying
Mhm.
I'm some saint,
yeah,
but
and I'm not
yeah,
even saying. The thing is, like, I think that when people understand, like, when I say stuff like this to people, I am not a perfect person. I've told everyone that I make it known that I'm not a perfect person
speak for
because like my biggest
yourself.
fear.
Oh my god.
My
yeah.
biggest
Fuck
fear
you, man.
is
You
like
can't speak for me.
is hurting someone else's feelings. Like I don't know if anyone else. I feel like Jet, you're like the same thing, but like I don't like people to get their feelings hurt over something I said, and I try to be a people pleaser, like to everyone, and
Fellow
sometimes
empath.
you can't. Yeah, like Jet, you understand? Like sometimes you
I,
can't.
I
Like you
I
try
do
to
get
help
it.
everybody, and like you can't really help
You bring
everybody.
yourself down.
Yeah, and so you have to say what you think, and I think that like sometimes when people hear what they think, or what you think, they tend to get hurt. But these
Yeah.
are the same people that don't have a problem with saying what they think, and I think that sometimes you have to just like you know just let it out.
I'm gonna bite the
But yeah,
bullet.
so
Just do
like
it.
yeah, like I understand like some people are afraid, and going back to me, I'm not a per person. I've said some things that are questionable, and I'm working on like right at the moment. I'm working on being more assertive and just saying what I think, like no matter like
Mhm.
how it affects other people to an extent. Obviously, I'm not going to be like so truthful to where it's emotionally damaging, but I wanted at least
You
people to
you,
know
you gotta
what
be
I
a little
think.
bit submissive
Yeah,
nowadays.
yeah, a little bit submissive and breedable
Wow.
because
Sure, man.
yeah, but yeah. So I think it's a very big take, Gavin, because I think for most of high school and like I currently have a friend and like we talked about like you don't really know, you can't really, it's really hard to find yourself like in high school, and like it's a struggle and you don't really know where you are and you're still trying to find yourself, and like some people will find themselves by the end and some people won't. And so I mean, I think people's real selves sometimes come out with a little bit of a push, but they're so scared that people won't like them for who they are that they decide to keep it inside. And that's probably the biggest problem in high school, is that it's so judgmental that people are afraid to be themselves, and they have to like try to fit
Yeah.
into every single norm possible. Because I sure did. I tried, but then I realized,
Yeah.
100%.
you know, I have these 10, 12 people that I know I would they're gonna be my ride or dies, and then all the rest of the people like they're acquaintances, but I'm not gonna go out of my way for you because you haven't shown me that you're worth
You
that
deserve
much.
me.
You know what I mean? Like,
They
yeah,
don't deserve
Yeah.
you.
yeah.
Dude, it's just
It's
so
very
much
interesting.
effort to put on, like,
The
that's what I
math.
realized, like, literally, like, the past couple of months, really. To put on, like, a facade to be cool, like, instead of just being yourself. It's, like, so much more effort. And really, like, with different people, that was my problem. Like, with different people, you know, you act different ways.
Yeah.
And it's just really mentally draining, like, trying to have that same energy with every single person. Some days you just, like Jet was saying, like, some days you just don't, you're just not feeling it necessarily. And you got to be, like, comfortable enough with yourself
Yeah.
to step aside and maybe not, you know, be full of this energy or be able to communicate and stuff.
No, yeah, that's a good analysis. I like that.
Yeah. Oh dang, we're turning into the deep cast.
This is
Jeez,
deep
this is
cast,
Honestly,
yeah.
running
the
out of
deep
things to
episode.
say.
Yeah, this is too deep for Ander.
Yeah, I'm staying quiet. I'm just listening.
Yeah,
We
usually
shut him
you're the
up.
most talkative, and I can tell. Like,
Hey,
Andrew,
I
I
mean,
don't.
the thing is,
Gears are turning.
I agree with what all of y'all are saying. Like, I mean, you're kind of taking the words out of my mouth. So
Out of your mouth, yeah.
yeah.
You think you have anything else though? Like, would you add on?
I mean, I guess to play devil's advocate here, just to kind of put a different spin on things. I think there are some situations where it's probably more healthier to not show like what, exactly your side is. Like if you're going up to like
Fair.
too much
Oh, yeah.
information is, you could be
Definitely
kind
a
of,
thing.
yeah. Not everyone needs to know exactly who you are on the first conversation or on the first, like, whatever. Uh,
Mhm.
and so I feel like keeping a lot of things to yourself, at least in the very beginning of a relationship or a friendship or something like that, is definitely worth thinking about. But no,
Yeah.
but I mean, at one point, taking it too far is where it becomes a problem. When you're
Mhm.
Yeah.
when you're keeping so much away from somebody else to the point where they start to not know who you are anymore, that's where it gets to be a problem. But no, I mean, basically,
Yeah,
Agreed,
and
yeah.
and you
Yeah.
kind of like realize that people. I mean, I mean, maybe some people they won't like the real you, but a lot of people do like it, and you like thinking that they like you for something else is just a waste of time. Like I found that out like a really hard way.
Yeah.
But like I was trying to act cool. I was trying to be this person for somebody else, and I realized that like afterwards that if I had just been myself, then no,
Yeah.
it would have been better. But,
Things, but also I think a lot of times like you're afraid to be like hurt when you say it because in most of
yeah,
my friendships, relationships, like I try to lay everything out on the table and be like, yo, this is who I am. This is what you can expect from me. I mean, obviously there are some things that like I don't say for whatever reason, and sometimes I've gotten hurt, and then sometimes I've made like lifelong friends. So it is risky to let like all of your secrets out and lay yourself out there completely vulnerable, especially if they don't like reciprocate it. But it's I've been lucky enough that got to meet you guys. That's definitely been a blessing more than that's been a curse.
And a curse. Yeah, it's been both.
cry cast. You're gonna start crying
It's
here
been,
in the
it's
next.
been good. No, but yeah, but that's what I was gonna say. But like, yeah, like me and Jet met like a long time ago. We met in like 8th grade, 7th grade.
Yeah.
But Ander, like, I didn't really know who really you were until like a couple years ago, and like you were really hard to figure out because I couldn't tell when you're joking,
Just trying
when
to
you're
take your
being
heart,
serious,
man.
like what you thought, and you really weren't like you really didn't really put like that much on the table, like put yourself out there that much to me.
Yeah,
Like maybe I just wasn't listening, but like I just really didn't know who you were. You're kind of like this mysterious person.
I've been told
But
that
like,
I'm a
yeah,
very that people can't tell my irony sometimes.
yeah,
So
I
I've
can.
been trying to work on that, but Yeah, there'll be times when we're talking, like I'll be talking to like a friend or something like that, and then they'll say like some shit about like, man, I really don't. I'm getting a little political here. Watch out. They're gonna be like, man, I really, I don't know what I think about abortions, and then I'll respond with like, I think abortions should be. I think they should, like just say something completely right or left wingist, and then like later on they're like, oh yeah, so Andrew's like straight up Republican. Did you hear that? And I was being ironic. I swear. But yeah.
But yeah, you were very
Scary world.
interesting to figure out. But like now that I know you,
Hmm.
in fact, getting sit down, talking, hearing the lore, all the stories.
Dude, I've got stories.
Uh,
Got a couple stories.
stand up
So,
guy. You got stories, huh?
I do have stories. Not ones to tell here. That's for our second podcast, the deep podcast. That is
Oh,
take a deep dive. Yeah, big reveal.
Deep dive.
man.
Deep
Can we get a
dive.
second channel on the third video? That's awesome.
If enough people donate to the Patreon, maybe.
Maybe it'll.
Fund my
Yeah.
college.
But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I also no, I've definitely met you recently, Will. I mean, last 2 years, and you definitely put a lot of things on the table. Like you're a very open guy, which I usually think I'm an open guy, and then I see you, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm not an open guy.
What do you mean? Do I really
This
give
fun
that put
guy.
that much on the table?
No, but I respect you for it. Like sometimes
Mhm.
you gotta lay everything on the table. You gotta explain to
Mhm.
people like what's gonna happen here.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. And I used to think that like, I mean, usually I think I'm more of that type of person, but then I'm like, oh, maybe I should start taking some advice from Will. But
Well,
instead of being
my
ironic
advice
about
isn't that great.
politics, how about I just say
Yeah.
what side I'm on? Yeah.
And well, I mean, that's terrible. I can't really give you good advice for politics. I typically try to stay out of it at high school because arguing with other high schoolers is one, pointless, and two, get you nowhere because no one's gonna change their opinion. Um, the most you'll get is oh, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm still not gonna change my opinion. So for me, politics is kind of just stupid. And like I've been told, like, oh, you have to be invested in politics because it's your future. Like I'm just really not that interested in it. Like I know stuff is going on, but it's so much extra effort that I have to take out of my day to
I
go
don't
look
care about
up
my future either.
what's happening in the world, and and then try to argue with someone online or in person for 45 minutes in government. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'd rather just be like that. That's something that I'm not very open about because I mean, obviously, I have my beliefs, but unless like it gets brought up like directly to like what do you believe in, I won't go out of my way to talk about it. To be honest, just too much work.
For sure.
I'm lazy. I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're still in Gavin's
I think we
spotlight a
did.
little.
And to be honest, we've been
Gavin.
recording
no,
for
no,
like
no. Like Andrew was saying, I'm listening right now.
this is like it's been 40 minutes, so I say we give it 5 more minutes. Does anyone have like some
Yeah, Gavin.
5-minute
Last
top?
story from
Gavin,
Gavin.
Give us a good
Yeah.
old story.
good old story.
Yeah.
A classic.
Okay, well, all right. We'll just give you something basic. A couple weeks ago, I almost died.
Awesome.
Uh,
talk about
yeah. I've always had this like deep fear of like getting attacked by dogs, and that fear came to life like 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
Yikes.
man. I was running. I'm gonna make the story funny. I was running.
You're gonna
And
lie?
I was like right at the end. I know. I was like right at the end of the run, so I was like about to pass out.
Yeah, you're exhausted.
Yeah, it was just on my own run, but I was running, and there was this redneck dude on the porch with 2 dogs, just sitting there, and I'm running past, and I like kind of wave at him. And all of a sudden, as I'm waving, these dogs jump off the porch and start going for me.
Oh no!
They're going straight for my legs. Now they're not ginormous dogs. It's not like what's a big German Shepherd? I don't know. Is
Yeah,
that a
German
big dog?
Shepherd. Yeah.
It's not like a German Shepherd, but they're
No,
like
no.
mid-sized dogs, and they are flashing their teeth like crazy.
Ooh.
So I'm like, I'm gonna die. Like the dude literally tries to nip at my leg as I high step him. I high step him like I'm in football, and then like my pace from in elementary school, because in elementary school I was like the fastest kid in the grade. Just saying, I was the fastest.
Thinking about
kid.
me.
Self-pride right
So
there.
that
I get it.
yeah that that pace came back to me all of a sudden, my form. So I high stepped the dog, and I jumped onto a car.
Damn.
And the dogs are still chasing me. And the redneck dude's like starts whistling, and the dogs eventually come back, and he's like, "Sorry about that." Um, yeah, that's all he
Accent's
says.
awesome.
Yeah, and that was just a little traumatic experience to get the juices flowing, I guess, get my adrenaline pumping. But yeah, do you guys have any like quick traumatic experiences that you guys have gone through?
I mean, I have
Me?
one.
Traumacast.
I was at a I mean, this isn't like, I don't know. It's not like a fear, like, but there was one time I was in New York at one of the beaches, and I was pretty. I want to say seventh or sixth grade. This was, and I'm in there, and you know, like how they have the flags for the beach that like sign, like how big the waves are and if it's safe to go in and shit
Oh
like
yeah.
that. Or
Yeah.
yeah, like okay, green, you're good to go. Yellow, little warning, probably should head back in, and red's like, you know, gotta get the hell out of there. Well, it was red, and I was not looking. And so I'm just kind of, you know,
Ooh.
enjoying the time, and I realized that no one else is really out here with me. And I see my family like kind of motioning to me to like leave the beach. That was kind of weird. Leave the water. What's that about?
You came here for a reason. Why y'all leaving?
Exactly. And next thing you know, my head is getting slammed into the sea floor, just
What the
constantly
hell?
over, because like I went to swim back once I realized that the red flags were up, and just one wave pushed me, slammed me into like the bottom of the floor, and now I'm like cartwheeling basically, like
Oh.
back to the beach side. But still, like I felt like I was, this is where I die. I get knocked out, I drown. That's what's gonna happen. But yeah, no, I after I think like 6 rotations, they kind of spit me back out onto the shore, and I almost felt like you know, like how, you know, like James Bond movies or like spy movies that like come in from out of the water, and then they're like you know, like taking off all their wetsuit and shit like that, and they're
Yeah.
like throwing it back. Yeah, that was me, but without like the cool parts. It was just kind of me, like just like barely walking outside the shore, kind of falling over a bit. I kind of got to the side. I was like, "Can we go to the car? Can we get the hell out of here?"
I'm done.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That was a
Trip
good
ruined.
30-minute trip. I think we're done here.
Speaking of being done,
All right. That was pretty smooth. Smooth
That was
transition to the,
smooth.
yeah.
yeah,
That's
easy.
nice.
That's
It wasn't
yeah.
Ender for
Hey,
once.
man, this is
Yeah.
why you're the
I think-
host of the
Yeah,
JAWCast.
I think.
This is where you make your money.
Well,
Yeah,
Will,
I think-
you do the outro. You make the outro.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think it's time to end it. It's been great. Thank you, Gavin, for coming on. I know that we had to move around our schedules a little bit to make this happen, but I'm so glad it worked. You know, got some good stories in. Yeah, it's been William. Guys,
Been
what
Jed.
you're supposed to say
Wait a
like Jed
minute.
answer.
I was trolling. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
One more time.
Okay,
It's been
okay.
William.
Gavin, it's you, man.
Gavin.
No, I'm messing with you. It's been Jet.
Yeah, it's been Ander. Gavin, if you want to go now. if you wanna go.
When you go now, you go now.
Ed Gavin.
And this was the JAWCast.
Yay.
Like,
Yay.
subscribe, comment,
Yes.
donate to our Patreon.
See ya.